All right. Good morning, everybody. I'm going to go ahead and get started. We've got some good attendance so far. So thank you all so much for joining us today. We're really excited to talk through some of our self-help features in Revel. Obviously, we know everybody's busy. Nobody wants to spend a ton of time on the phone with support. So hopefully as issues and questions arise, you'll learn about some great tools that we have available in Revel. So with that, before we dive into the actual webinar, if you are new to Zoom and Zoom webinars, just a couple of logistics. Obviously, everybody is muted, so we don't have a ton of background noise, but there is a Q&A section, as you can see from the screenshot on the right here. There's a Q&A section, so feel free, if any questions arise, you can post those in there, and we will get to those at the end. Also, this session is being recorded, so if you want to reference it later, we will have that. We'll get this sent out to you. So without further ado, we'll go ahead and jump in. Most of you probably already know what's on the agenda for today, but to recap, we're going to do an introduction to Revel University. We'll also have a presentation on our Revel Assistant, as well as talking you guys through some of the features that are available on our help site, like our frequently asked questions, how you can submit feature requests, and various things like that. And then we will wrap up with just a quick demo of Revel Guard XT, some of the latest updates to that. So without further ado, an introduction to Revel University. If you guys haven't noticed yet, in the last week, Revel University has been updated. It's got a completely new look and feel, all new videos, and even more content is available. At Revel University, you can find these webinar recordings. You can learn about some of our updates for our new releases. Reach out to professional services to get some additional help, and a lot more. So the website is reveluniversity.revelsystems.com. If you have Revel University saved in your bookmarks, as many of us do, the page is redirected to this new website, so you shouldn't have any trouble finding it. But just in case, it's reveluniversity.revelsystems.com. And now I'm going to give you guys just a quick demo. So you saw the little screenshot of our new homepage, completely redesigned, as I said. So we'll start here on the homepage. We do have a video tutorial. Basically, what I'm going to show you today is everything that's covered in that video. So you can always come back to that for just a recap on everything that's new in Revel University. Right here on the homepage, we've got some of our most popular topics. Getting started. If you're new to Revel, this is going to be really helpful for you. That getting started page is going to give you video tutorials welcoming you to Revel, and just giving you some overview on various things that you need to do before you get started with the system. There's also a help site introduction. Our content manager is going to be with us today talking you through some of that, but there is a tutorial here for that as well. Also, if you are new to Revel, we provide you right here a checklist of everything that you need to do to get started. So obviously watching some of those onboarding videos, selecting your payment processor, building out your menu list, and all of these here, you've got links to those particular topics and the related videos for those. One of the biggest things that's changed with Revel University, our Revel University used to be broken out by vertical. So if you're still interested in seeing some of the differences between our retail vertical versus table service verticals, you can access some of those vertical specifics right here at the bottom of the Getting Started page. If I go back to the homepage, some other topics that you'll find here, things like hardware and networking. Maybe you want to know about some of Revel's advanced features or add-on features. So if I click on that, I can see things like online ordering, delivery management. If I click on any one of these, I'm going to get a tutorial of how to set up delivery management, for example. And there's also an a demo video. So what is delivery management? How is it beneficial to you? As well as how can you set that up when you are ready to implement it? Every page throughout the video tutorials, you'll notice that we reference various articles or other video tutorials. So every page has this related content section at the bottom right so that you can access any of those related articles or tutorials. So, right, and more topics that are not pointed out in the videos. Also, all of the videos have been completely redone. If you remember, the old Revel University had, short 2 or 3 minute videos on hundreds of different topics. The way that the system works now is everything related to a topic is now in one video tutorial. So if I want to know about, how to set up drivers or how to use the dispatch app for delivery management, these you can see that these are different chapters in the tutorial, and I can also access the table of contents by clicking this image at the bottom right. And then, of course, you can jump ahead to any topic. So we thought this would be helpful, not only for us that as we have to update tutorials, but also it gives you a glimpse of some of the other features that you may not be aware of in the system. So you can watch those various topics. Using the navigational bar at the top of the menu, you'll see hopefully that it reflects the management console. So if you're in the management console and you are working on building out combos, come to the products tab here in Revel University and you'll see all of those related tutorials. So obviously under the products tab, that's where you'll build your product list, add in your modifiers, create your combos. So everything related to the products tab is right here on this landing page. So if I want to know about combos, I can click on that combos video. And this again will walk me through all the different types of combos that are available. And I can kind of jump ahead to the topics that are most important to me. Similarly, I showed you the advanced page. There's also here at the top of the menu bar, anything that wouldn't fit there across the top, I can access from the More tab, learning about POS functions, things that are specific to the point of sale. So everything is right here, on one page related to what you can do on the point of sale. A couple of other things I want to point out to you here on the home page. You can access our support site from here. So Mark will be talking about our support site here in just a few minutes. But if you do prefer content in written form, then our support site is going to be a lifesaver to you. Also, from this homepage, you can access all the webinars. So we do these webinars periodically and have some great content there. So you can learn about our upcoming webinars from there and sign up for them, as well as access some of our previously recorded webinars. You can also access some of our release videos. With all of our releases, we will be putting out short little videos just to highlight some of the really cool features that are coming out. So here's the video from our 2.7.2 release. If I click on release updates, I can see that, and our 2.7.3 as well. So be sure to check those out. And then we also on that page have a link to professional services. So if you do need a little bit more hand holding with things, you can reach out to our professional services team to learn more about all the different services that we offer there. And then finally, since Revel U is new and we have done a lot of revamping to the videos and whatnot, if you think that we are missing something with Revel University, please let us know. We would love to hear from you. There's a link here at the bottom for you to submit feedback. So if there are tutorials that you would love to see that we don't yet have, definitely let us know. We would love to we want to provide the content that's important to you. So let us know if we're missing anything. All right, so I think that is it for Revel University. Just one last thing to note here. Please be sure to follow us on YouTube, Facebook, on some of our social platforms. All the videos that we have on Revel University and a lot more are available on YouTube. So definitely check us out there. And of course, all of that content is available easily through a Google search. So if you don't follow us on YouTube, please do that. And then Facebook and Twitter, our marketing team releases lots of great info there as well. So with that, I am going to pass it over to my colleague, Mark Averill. Mark is going to give us an overview of the Revel Assistant and our help site. So I'm going to stop sharing here, Mark, and you can take over.
Thanks, Katie. Appreciate it. So I will put up my screen here. Hopefully everyone can see. So my name is Mark. Like Katie mentioned, I manage the content team, the customer success content team at Revel, and we are responsible for keeping our help site up to date with the written documentation that Katie mentioned, as well as the Revel Assistant, which is an in-app tool. And I'll talk more about both of those. So the first thing, we call it the help site, but you can always access it at support.revelsystems.com up there in the orange box. And like Katie mentioned, at Revel, we want to provide our customers with different methods to learn about the product, just depending on what learning style you prefer, whether it's video or in writing or step-by-step within the app. So for the fans of the more detailed written descriptions, we have the help site. So you'll find there, information ranging from just how-to articles about hardware, the management console, obviously the point of sale app, and other Revel mobile apps and offerings. You also find some frequently asked questions, FAQ, that we've collected from just customers in the past, what they asked support about. So we want to surface that information to other customers to help them get up and running more quickly. And then finally, we, like Katie mentioned, have the ability to submit a feature request from the help site, and then that will go, I'll show you how to get to it in a second, but that'll go to our product engineering and product management teams to consider as they're building out our feature roadmap. And then the second part is called the Revel Assistant. You've all probably seen this in your management console. It's accessible through this, and again, I'll go into this in more detail, but you can see in the image on the right, it's accessible from that need help triangle at the bottom of the management console. And this is a pretty cool offering that definitely differentiates Revel from other point of sale companies. We have these guided walkthroughs right in your backend management console that show you literally step by step, which buttons you need to press to set up certain features and how to use important Revel functionality. So I will get into that shortly. So I'm going to, for my demo, I will switch to the help site to start. So again, this is at support.revelsystems.com. It's a good one to bookmark as well, but it should be pretty easy to remember. I think it also just popped right up if you Google, a Revel support as well. So support.revelsystems. When you get here, you'll see a few things just on the homepage to start. These three white boxes are kind of your main navigation options. The first one is just a link back to Revel U, which Katie was mentioning, for our video learners. The second one, if you click View Guides, it'll just take you down to an anchor on the bottom of the page here where you can see in these blue boxes our main topics lined out. And then you also have a link here to FAQs that you can click through. And then we have these broken down by topic. So for example, products, we've grouped these together so you can see frequently asked questions, like I mentioned, that other customers in the past have asked about these topics, and it should be helpful to you. So I'm going to go back to the home page. So at the bottom of the page, under the white boxes and these popular guides links, and then the blue boxes that I mentioned, you have a few options to get in touch with us. The first one, you can submit a support ticket. If you can't find your answer on these self-help offerings, you can always get in touch with us. Happy to hear from you and help you out. And then the option on the bottom here, you can click, it'll pop up and you can submit details about any feature functionality you feel like your business is missing and that we should consider adding to the roadmap. So the final thing I just want to mention about the help site is obviously we have this big search bar on the top of every page. It's honestly one of the better ways to find content. You know, it's a good search tool. So you just you know, type in kind of what you're interested in. I'll just pull up online ordering, for example. And you can see it'll spit out all of the content that we have about it, and then you can just click through, and it'll pull up the in-depth article. So that is about all I wanted to mention about the support site. So I'm going to switch to a demo management console for now. So this should be a pretty familiar screen for everyone. This is just a test account, so it'll look, you know, a little bit different on yours, but I'll show you kind of how you open it and what's in there. So again, this is a tool that we've made available that walks you through step by step anything you'll need to do to set up your system. So I will open the triangle here to show you what we have in there. So if you click there, you'll see Revel Assistant, the name of the tool. So these, we call these modules in the Revel Assistant, and everyone should have access right now to the 3 at the top. At the end here, I'm going to kind of tease the last 2 that are not released yet, but will be released soon within the next few weeks. But for now, I'll start with the ones everyone on the call should have access to. So the first one is called the onboarding module. So this is designed to make it easy to know all the steps you need to take to set up your management console to start transacting when you first purchase Revel or start a new establishment. And then if you click, you'll see a total progress bar at the bottom that kind of gives you an idea of how far you have to go to finish setting up the system. And then if you click into any of these topics, this is what launches the step-by-step guide that I've been mentioning. So this is the Revel Assistant's a really useful tool. As you can see, like it'll give you information about the feature that you're reading about, and then most usefully, as you click through, it'll actually point to buttons that you need to press to continue with the flow. So it's a very handheld method, step-by-step method to see exactly what you need to do. So I'm not going to go all the way through this, but as you can see, it walks you through, and then it'll even continue, as you transition pages, and then you can go all the way through the flow. At the end of the process, it'll say, great job, you're done, and then you can move on to the next one. So again, this is available from any page in your management console. So I will open it from here and then show you the next module. We call it just how-to guides. So these are the same thing. It's still a step-by-step guide, but these aren't necessarily steps you'll need to take to start transacting with your system, but they are topics that like I mentioned earlier, that we've had customer questions about, and that we know customers will need to, access at some point. So you can search through, all of the guides we have available here. And then as you can see, it's a pretty decent sized list of these step-by-step guided walkthroughs. So another key thing in the Revel Assistant is this What's New module. So this 16 bubble is kind of like on your iPhone or mobile device, that it's an unread notifications icon badge. So if you see something, if you see this badge, you should click through, because it's an indication that there's something new that you should read about. So I'll click through to show you kind of how it looks. Oh, they already disappeared, but for a split second, you should have seen there were little blue dots that show that they haven't, there we go, that they haven't been read that yet. And then once you scroll down to them, you'll see the blue dots disappear. And then as you get to the bottom, this unread notifications icon will go away. So it's not bothering you. So these are just blurbs about, if it's something that, maybe doesn't require as much setup or information, you'll just see kind of a blurb about what's new. And then if it's something that requires setup in the management console, you can click Learn More, and it'll launch one of those step-by-step walkthroughs that I mentioned, and it'll walk you through how to set up the new feature in your management console. Let's see. And then the two upcoming modules, like I said, these will be launching in the next few weeks. So stay tuned for that. But just to give you a teaser, we have a new module that links to all of the other help resources that Katie's been mentioning and that Dave will talk about. A link back to the help site, link to Revel University, and then every so often my team will go in here and refresh these frequently searched links just based on questions that we're getting in the moment from other customers. And then the last one still needs a little design work, so bear with me, but you get the idea. It'll be more than just contact Revel support. It'll be kind of a directory module for Revel. So as you can see, we'll have other contact information here for other departments beyond just support. But the idea here is you can open this to see the phone numbers with extensions and all that good stuff, depending on who you need to reach. So that is all I wanted to mention about the Revel Assistant. If you have any questions about it, go ahead and pop them into the Q&A section. And I will now transition to Dave Bovenkamp, who will walk you through our Revel Guard XT offerings.
Hey, thanks, Mark. So I'm Dave Bovenkamp, Director of Professional Services here at Revel. And first, I'd like to show a video demonstration of the Revel Guard XT device monitoring features.
Hello, everyone. Today, I'm going to demonstrate the enhanced device monitoring capabilities of Revel Guard XT. You've likely already seen the information shown on the screen under the About section of your console. This is where you can verify both the app and iOS version on all of your stations. But with Revel Guard XT, you'll get visibility into even more details about the devices installed in your location. And this information is available directly within the management console under the Revel Guard icon. When you click the icon, you'll be redirected to the Revel Guard XT portal, where you can see a dashboard with information not only about iPads, but also other devices like printers, card swipes, barcode scanners, networking equipment, and even the Revel Guard hardware itself. The URL and establishment number are clearly displayed in the upper left-hand corner of the dashboard, so you can be sure you are reviewing the status for the correct location. The green coloring on the dashboard indicates an object is connected and communicating with other devices as expected. Red means there may be an issue with a device's connectivity. In my example, it looks like I've got a couple of printers that might have an issue. To see some more detailed information about specific devices, you simply click on the header row for the device type. Here you can see the specific objects that may have an issue, along with a more in-depth status and some additional troubleshooting details. Each grouping of devices can be expanded in the same way, so you can drill down to see details about each individual component. And that is Revel Guard XT's enhanced device monitoring capabilities.
Okay, so that was just a quick overview of Revel Guard's device monitoring capabilities. I also want to mention, if you're looking for even more control over your on-site hardware and accessories, we offer our Revel Guard XT Pro service to customers with 10 or more locations. With the Pro service, we layer on mobile device management capabilities, so you can be confident that all your stores are operating consistently by applying what I call the 3 S's. Those are security, standardization, and stability. Our MDM tool allows us to apply custom iOS settings configurations, so you can ensure that all your devices are being used for their intended purpose, and also prevent unauthorized apps from being downloaded. And with single app mode, you can make sure the Revel apps are always running in a more secured manner than simply relying on guided access. We also offer the ability to schedule point-of-sale updates, which can be performed remotely and unattended, which will save you time and money when it comes to point-of-sale updates. So if you're interested in the Revel Guard XT Pro service, you can contact your account manager or the Revel sales team for more information. And finally, we've shown you many tools today that you can use to help grow your business with Revel. But if you need some additional assistance, our professional services team is here to help. We've got training packages available with our consulting team to help answer your questions, and you can reach us at implementation@revelsystems.com. And with that, I think we are going to open it up for some questions.
Thanks so much, Dave and Mark. Appreciate you sharing. All right, it does look like we have a couple of questions in now. What is the process to ask for enhancements to the system? Regina, maybe
I can take that one, Katie, if that's okay.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. So this you can do that through the help site feature request button. So let me show you that again really quick. It's just on the home page.
Stop sharing.
Thanks. So it's on the home page. So go if you go to support.revelsystems.com, and then I'll go a bit slower just so you can see it. It's at the very bottom, and underneath the option to submit a support ticket, there's this button that says want to request a new feature, click here. So if you click there, a pop-up will appear, and then you can see there's some questions that our internal teams are asking for. But if you fill out this form, the feature request will get to our internal development teams.
Great. Another question, this one, no, wait, what is it possible to remotely update the POS apps with the standard Revel Guard XT? I think, Dave, that's going to be for you.
Yeah, Katie, I can take that one. So the answer today is no. We only provide that service through the Pro subscription. However, it's something that we are considering adding in the future.
Great. Any other questions? Give a minute. I don't see any more coming in. So hopefully you guys found this this session helpful. Hopefully you learned some new things about how to find content and you know, how to get your questions answered as quickly as possible. I do see one last question come in. We've been using Revel for 6 years, and last week a rep told you that your POS stations aren't supposed to communicate between our two locations. Is that correct? Dave, you want to take that one?
Yeah, so in standard practice, the two different locations would not be able to communicate. There are a couple of functions around invoicing that allow you to see orders across multiple locations. So that's probably a great question to follow up with, either some self-directed questions on the KB, or if you wanted a training session with professional services, we could help make sure we understand the use case and get you connected with the right information.
Great. All right. I think that is it for questions. Like I said, we did record this video. I see some more questions coming in. So maybe Dave and Mark, if you can keep an eye on those. As I said, we did record this, so keep an eye out if you want to reference this in the future. We'll be sending out an email. It should also appear in the Revel Assistant a little bit later. So what Mark talked about, you should be able to access this recording right there in your management console. Dave, Mark, did we have any more questions that you saw?
Yeah, we have a question about feature requests. How often do they get added into the product roadmap? That just kind of depends on, unfortunately we can't make any promises about, the feature requests making it into the roadmap in a certain amount of time. But, I can guarantee you that our experienced product people look at every request, and, they have a lot of, considerations when they're making the roadmap. But, just rest assured that they are looking closely at all these requests, and we often will build things based on customer requests.
All right. It looks like that was the last one. If you asked a question and we weren't able to answer it today, feel free to, I think Dave mentioned, you can reach out to our implementation team for more detailed help on various topics. If you have questions about things, we'll be happy to get you in touch with that team to set up some additional training time. All right. Well, thanks so much to everybody who joined us. Thanks again to Mark and Dave for sharing your wealth of knowledge. And like I said, just keep an eye out. We'll send this video out, and hopefully you guys found some of our tools helpful. Thanks so much, everybody. Have a great afternoon.